Sometimes you just gotta watch some anime with must protect waifus being protected. Here are 10 romance anime where the innocent girl falls for the boy. Let's go.
Hontou wa karibito no fuku da. Kawaii ko datta nde, iwata o omoitsui chatte. Kakusu hitsuyou mo nai nda kedo.
Sei Iwata may be innocent, but she was never the delicate type. Her physical power always had her watching over her childhood pal, Koiki Kamishiro. Through middle school, they drifted apart where Koiki developed a taller, quieter attitude and basically became your average shoujo male lead. Now they are back in high school and Sei realizes other girls like him too, and she also has started developing feelings for him.
部活の後、俺とやんない？知ってる人、岩田しかいないから。
Now, this has that sweet and wholesome vibe shoujo anime is really good at. And this series totally understands that awkward stage where you pretend you aren't thinking about someone constantly. Come on, I know we all had that stage. Hey, maybe you're in that stage right now. Anyways, it's honestly nice to see the whole crush thing from Sei's perspective, since she is someone who overthinks some stuff too much. And it's nice to see a guy who isn't a jerk.
ちやほやされて浮かれてんじゃねえよ。
Time for some candy anime. Kobato Hanato is a cheerful girl hunting for candy-like healing bits by fixing people's sad feelings. She's not alone. She's dragging her grumpy plush Lord Yogi along for the ride. She dives into family drama and romance troubles with a smile, and her big goal is filling a bottle to ask for one huge wish, which sounds super simple but is actually pretty tricky to pull off.
さやか先生は気にしないで。いや、歌が。
The show is just adorable. I mean, come on. We rarely got shows like this back in the 2000s. It was either full-on harem or some sad romance anime. Kubato's endless optimism is what makes it click. Seeing her clumsy attempts to make friends while missing huge signals is honestly funny. It avoids being too sweet because her cheerful attitude actually feels believable, which makes you cheer for her success. And yes, this has a sweet little romance in it too.
私、名をゆずきと申します。玉彦様のお嫁さんになるためにまかり越しました。
After a tragic accident leaves him physically and emotionally scarred, my boy Tamahiko Shima is exiled to a mountain home, expecting to waste away all alone like a loner. But unlike you, he's rich and his dad is kind enough to give him a wife. His gloomy routine is shattered when 14-year-old Yuzuki Tachibana arrives at his door one snowy night, announced to be his bride. She is sent by his family and Tamahiko pretty much ignores her, but this cheerful waifu manages to slowly cheer him up.
必ず玉彦様に捧げますからね。
君は。
ゆずと呼んでください。
Look, if you're craving some gritty, realistic romance, this isn't for you. But come on, that isn't why you read the video title and clicked it. This show is pure, concentrated comfort food. The joy is in watching Tamahiko's grumpy exterior melt under Yuzuki's wholesome kindness. They become a genuine couple early on, which is pretty refreshing, and lets the story focus on how they grow together while giving a nice character arc for my boy Tamahiko.
起きろ。おはよう。じゃなくて。
パジャマが大変なことに。
You know what's rarer than a confession scene that actually pays off? A childhood romance anime that doesn't drown you in melodrama. Lamune follows Kenji and Nanami, two childhood friends living in a quiet rural town who have clearly been in love with each other for years, except neither of them will just say it. Every episode kicks off with a flashback to their past together, showing you exactly how deep their bond runs, then snaps back to the present where they're still dancing around their feelings like absolute disasters. What makes this show work is exactly what sounds boring on paper. There's no love pentagon, no manufactured misunderstandings dragged across 10 episodes, no protagonist tripping face first into someone's chest. Kenji is actually dependable and a bit rowdy, way less of a wet noodle than your standard male lead. And Anami is genuinely sweet without being annoying about it. The show earns its ending because it spends 12 episodes quietly building the case for why these two belong together. To be honest, I like this kind of storytelling.
お腹減ったんですか?
Hitohito Tadano just wants to survive his first day unnoticed, but fate decks him right next to Shoko Komi, the school's untouchable Madonna. Everyone sees her as a perfect idol, but she's secretly battling some serious social anxiety. Their silent chalk and blackboard exchange gives them a rare peek on what she wants, and he finds her goal is to make 100 friends. The guy says, why not, and decides to help her.
友達になってくださいって言ってみましょうか。これが言えたら友達100人なんかすぐですよ。
The show's premise is ridiculously funny. Tadano, a totally average guy, gets handed the most impossible mission ever, befriending the super popular girl who can barely talk. And it's nice we get to see the popular girl stepping away from the usual popular girl trope and instead suffering from some serious social anxiety. Watching them chat through tiny notes and small actions is pretty wholesome, and it proves friendship can kick off without a single spoken word. It's a top-tier rom-com that skips the noisy, typical confession stuff for something way more wholesome.
よし、じゃあ今度海外行くときキャリーに詰め込んでいくか。ユキ、入る？
Yuki Itose, a hearing-impaired university student, navigates campus life with her best friend in text chats. Her routine is predictable until she encounters Nitsumi Nagi, a globe-trotting traveler who doesn't treat her deafness as an obstacle. He simply adapts, and this effortless acceptance begins to make her more comfortable around him, and the two soon start to become something more than friends.
ご飯行きませんか？おお、結構分かってきたな、手話。
After watching, it's clear this show understands connection. Itsuomi learns sign language naturally without making it a huge deal, which is exactly what feels right. Their bond develops from these tiny little wholesome moments instead of situations filled with drama, which is one of the things I love about the show. Sure, it could explore more depth, but the existing chemistry is so strong it carries the story.
ハンカチじゃ追っつかないっしょ。俺も使ったからちょっと濡れてるけど。
ありがとう。
You know who every outcast secretly wishes existed? A guy like Kazehaya. Saoko Kuronuma is your typical high school girl, except her classmates have nicknamed her Sadako after the ghost from The Ring because her pale face and long dark hair genuinely terrify people. Her life with no friends changes when Kazehaya, the most popular and genuinely kind guy in class, actually sees her for who she is. And slowly, Saoko starts crawling out of her shell.
心から 嬉しい。
What makes this show work is that nobody here is a walking trope. Kazehaya isn't some brooding rich boy who treats the main girl like garbage. He's just a decent, nice guy who likes her. And watching Saoko process that completely short-circuits her brain every episode. She's so earnest and clueless about basic social stuff that half the comedy writes itself. The supporting cast, Ayane and Chizu especially, are legitimately great friends, not just background props. Yeah, the pacing's slow, but that slowness is the point. Every tiny milestone Saoko hits actually lands because you sat through the build-up.
もういいから。じゃあな。
さすがに放っておけません。借りは返します。
With season 2 already out, it's time to remind people this anime exists, but I'm pretty sure you already know it. Amane Fujimiya is your typical messy takeout eating loner who can't cook to save his life. Until one rainy evening, he spots Mahiru Shina, the most admired girl at school, sitting soaking on a swing. He lends her his umbrella, catches a cold, and suddenly she's at his door returning the favor. Turns out, she's literally his next door neighbor.
藤宮さん。こういうことがあるから片付けるんですからね。
This show does the slow burn right. Mahiru isn't just a pretty face gliding through life. She's got this lonely, almost hollow home situation that makes her latch onto the warmth Amane accidentally offers. And Amane isn't the usual dense brick of a protagonist. He actually notices things, respects her space, and even realizes her feelings for him at one point. And this has no love triangles, no manufactured drama, and no bad animation either. I did a video on my first impressions of season 2, so make sure to check it out.
よろしくお願いします。キョウさん。
誰がよろしくするか俺は関係ねえ。
Oh, come on, you know this one. Toru Honda's life flips when a family tragedy leaves her homeless, and she camps on the Soma estate. She charmingly meets Shigure and the popular Yuki, but her secret is out when they find her heading back to her tent. They let her move in, but she gets pulled into Yuki's heated rivalry with his fiery cousin, Kuyo, stumbling upon a very strange curse. A hug from the opposite sex turns them into zodiac animals.
時間が経てば勝手に人に戻るんだ。すっぱだかだけど。
This show makes a strange idea work perfectly, mixing lots of comedy with real emotion. Toru's non-stop cheer slowly gets the Somas to open up, and seeing them deal with her blessing is both funny and sweet. Watching Yuki and Kyu fight over her is peak romantic chaos. And I know a lot of people don't like love triangles, but I felt like this was written really well. And come on, Toru is the best girl of the show and Kyu is the best boy of the show, and that's a fact.
今度は一緒に食べましょうね。ケーキ。
Chidori High is basically the school where all the scary kids go. Rintaro Tsumugi fits that description perfectly on the outside. Tall, intimidating, blonde, looks like he'd eat you alive. But surprise, surprise, he actually is the softest guy ever. One day, while working at his family's patisserie, he meets Karuko Waguri, a cheerful girl from the rival elite all-girls school, Kyoko Academy. She runs away at first sight, then comes back to apologize. And just like that, an unlikely connection starts forming between a guy everybody avoids and a girl who genuinely doesn't care what school you're from.
男の人にあんなにじっと見られたの初めてで、ドキドキしただけです。
Sure, this show is simple, but that's what makes it work. The school rivalry setup sounds like Romeo and Juliet recycled, but the show uses it to show how blind prejudice gets dismantled one honest conversation at a time. Even the friend groups grow on you, and you'll soon realize Subaru is truly the best girl of the show. I really don't have to rant more about this since this is one of the most popular romance anime of last year.